Hello YouTubers, today's video we'll be taking a nature walk at Loda Lake in the Manistee National Forest.
Well, it's a bright sunny Sunday day on October 20th and I'm 20 miles north of Nowego, Michigan, and we decided to take a drive up. I'm going to do a little video tour or walk if possible around the Loda Lake Wildflower Sanctuary, and again this is in the Manistee National Forest and part of the Michigan Garden Clubs.
The park has a $5 registration fee or entrance fee per person unless you have a senior pass for the National Forestry Service. Then your admission would be free. The recreation fee helps pay for the facilities and services at this site. You can pay here at the site or at a Forest Service office, or visit the website to learn more about other operations. Maps, envelopes, and a drop box is available right there at the sign.
I apologize if this is a little jumpy, but I've got Gracie on leash and she has a tendency to pull. I don't have my stabilizer for the phone, or for my camera. But we're going to do the best we can. Now there's not going to be too many flowers out because this is in the middle of fall. Like I said, this is October 20th. So, but I have a little list or a group of the flowers and the plants that are here in the park. But I wanted to take a little opportunity. It was a good day, and to kind of show what's available. So they do have a little picnic area and a few other things that you can enjoy. Do have trash, which I'm going to take advantage of because I've got an empty wrapper that was in my car. So let's just start taking a little walk and see what we can see. Okay. That was about Loda Lake. And again, some more of our sites, more maps. Let's take a little right walk. Come on, Gracie. I hope it's not too jiggly so I don't have to turn this into a slideshow. This particular hike is 1.5 miles, and so we're gonna take a little walk through it.
As for the history, Loda Lake, once surrounded by virgin pine forest, was owned by the Pierre Marquette Railroad in the 1890s. After they harvested the timber, the cut over land was purchased by Chicago Rail stockholders, the Hanson family, who built a summer home near the current parking lot. After Frederick Hanson made a bet with his Chicago friend Thomas Hunt that the Loda land was not farmable, Hunt established a successful farming operation, winning that bet. After 7 years, the Hunts moved to Oregon, and several successive families farmed at Loda Lake. Meanwhile, at Loda, the Hansons built additional buildings for the servants and an art studio for son-in-law, Albert Schmidt, who later became a well-known artist in the American Southwest. Remnants of these buildings are visible along the cultural trail. Following the Depression, Hanson's relatives sold the land to the U.S. Forest Service. Members of the Federal Garden Clubs of Michigan, now Michigan Garden Clubs, Inc., were looking for a place to establish a wildflower sanctuary in Michigan and identified Loda Lake as an ideal location. The Forest Service signed the agreement with the club in 1949, a partnership that continues to this day.
I've been down by this way before, but I've never really walked the trail. And this is something I've wanted to do. This is a perfect day for it. Temperature is right around 70 degrees. Oh, we have a boat launch. I have a couple of gimbals, and I haven't used them for quite a while. So first of all, they're going to have to be charged up. I never did get a lot of good use out of them. Always had problems, and you just don't see too much about them anymore. But I'll see what I can get going. In the meantime, we're just going to have to do what we can. Here we got a sign. It's a red oak. One of our natural trees that we have here. I have to stop this if it seems a little choppy. Gracie seems to kind of get me gets wrapped around me, so I have to spin around. But we're walking down by the lake, and I may or may not. I've got my fishing equipment in the back of the truck, and I'll go down by the boat launch and take a look. Maybe I might cast a line out a little bit. This is very, very picturesque. Good shot of the lake. Got a real nice breeze here. Down by the lake. Come on, Gracie. Hey. And we got a little bench here. You can stop and sit. Kind of look at the sights. Help me keep the camera still for a few minutes. Got a few bugs, not too many. I don't think we're quite at 100%. Colors look a little bit on the muted side, but they still look pretty nice. I say you couldn't pick a better day to go out and enjoy a nice little walk. I've already got about 1,100 steps in, so let's continue on. Come on, girl. Another view. Come here. Now, here Gracie's checking out the red maple. Most of the leaves are off it right now. Okay, spin time. Okay, back at it. This is good for both of us. Nice little walk. I think in the spring and in the summertime this is going to be a great place to come back to. So I'll definitely have to put it on my calendar. I do have a doggy bag for Gracie in case she decides that she has to make a nature call for herself. Okay, here's something interesting. Here we go, wetlands. Beavers, ducks, and turtles, orchards, crystal, cattails, and mint. Wetlands are home to a great variety of wildlife and plants. Wetlands include swamps, marshes, fens, and bogs. They are lands covered by shallow water or kept moist by groundwater. Wetlands are critical to the health of our planet. They act as giant sponges that soak up rain, controlling erosion and flooding. They filter out pollutants from our lakes, streams, and drinking water. More than half of Michigan's wetlands have been filled or drained since 1850. Today, public agencies and conservation groups are working to restore and enhance wetlands through proper water level control and vegetation management. And again, this was put on here by the Michigan Wildlife Habitat Foundation and the Huron-Manistee National Forest. And we got a nice bridge that we're going to walk on. So let's go take and check it out. Come on. There we go. funny, I've had my place up here for 18 years, and little spot here again. I think this is where the cattails are. But to go back to what I was saying, I've had this place up here for about 18 years, and I've lived here for the last 7, and I've never been to this spot. Wild berries. Oh, this is nice. We got a spot here where we can stop and sit and look. Pause for a second. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've dangerously put my camera on the railing, so I'm going to be very careful. But trying to get some more camera exposure, try to get in front of the camera. And I'm sitting in this spot here. It's a little alcove or whatever, a little seating place where you can stop, and it's right in the middle of the bridge, or the walk that goes across the swamp / bog. So quite interesting. So colors are pretty nice again, so I can't see that enough. Seems like there's an awful lot of browns, which is understandable. But you know, having a nice day in October, it's really kind of, it's very nice. So again, a little light breeze makes it very comfortable. Okay, so it says here 14, so we're going to go on that way. Come on. Well, here's another little seating area right by the end of the lake. That's basically where we're at. Skipped by 14, there wasn't too much there anyway. But here you can get a kind of look of the lake. Looks like there's like a little beach area on the end. Hopefully we can get over by that area and take a look at it. And we'll move on. Another little bridge. A little creek. And on we go. Okay. We're going to continue on to the Loda Wildflower Trail and the Birch Grove Trail to head back. If we wanted to go a total of 3.3 miles, it could be the Schoolhouse Trail, and the North Country Trail is another 1 mile. So we're going to take the Wildflower Trail, and that's going to take us back to where we were parked.
Rather than video the entire trail, I'm going to cut this short and just jump up to different points of interest. rather than run this video more than an hour, so that's just too long.
Going back over the bridge, another bridge. Come on. Better use some caution. The leaves makes it awful slippery here. Wow, look at the birch trees. Could use some of that bark. Now this fenced in area is the pollinator garden. So, very interesting. Okay, we've got some signs here telling about the pollinator garden and the pollinators and native plants. And also we have friendly practices. And then it also has a monarch way station. So you can pause this and read it if you like. Go back. Okay, and we will continue. Now, if there's one thing I've kind of learned is that first of all, you make sure you have a map. Even though you think you just follow the trails, it'll be rather easy. The map really kind of brings things to light. It tells you what the different sites are, gives you a better explanation of everything. Also shows you where there's where there's boards, information boards, as well as I think bridges. And it kind of keeps you on the right trail because it'd be very easy to kind of get off and go the wrong direction, which I kind of question myself. Now, I consider myself very novice, and so if you're very new to hiking, I highly recommend that you have somebody with you that can help you around these trails. They are relatively easy. It's a low impact and it's pretty well marked, but it would be real easy to get confused. Okay, now here we go to another area. Another sign. This indicates, well, there's 22 that we just got off of. Field Farm and Boardwalk. And I believe we kind of continue on. Now this is going to be reassuring. Shows 23 and parking. So it's got us on the right trail. Got to spin again. Okay, let's go, Gracie. Even an old guy like me who is not that unfamiliar with this sort of thing, I very well experienced in camping, and I was a little bit apprehensive or a little concerned about my travels or my trek. I thought I was getting close to getting off the path, but I used patience and due diligence, kept my cool, and took my time. So that's one of the main reasons why I stuck with the lowest mileage, the Wildflower, which is only a mile long, so they say. So I think I'm pretty close. And again, parking lot sign, so we are almost home. Hopefully. Well, I could be wrong, but it appears that we're coming up to a clearing. We may or may not be coming to the end of the trail. Another shot of the lake. Oh, look at this. Here we've got the bridge. Boardwalk parking lot. We have done some serious walking. We're actually on a paved path now. Again, I want to apologize for any kind of jumping around or unsteadiness of the camera. Did the best I could, but when you're holding it without a gimbal, it's very hard to keep still. I can see the lake out there in the distance. Come on. Gracie's certainly get a workout, as well as the old man. I have to admit, I really don't have good hiking shoes on. Just some deck shoes. But you know, it's been good. Come on, Gracie. It's been very good. I feel like I got something accomplished. By the way, they do have pit toilets here. I haven't checked to see if they're open or not. I'm assuming they are. And see the truck up there. This has been a walk. Well, here's the boat launch. I wouldn't recommend anything too heavy. Possibly like a kayak might be about as much as you want to do, or a raft. Looks like there's a little area over there. I don't know what it belongs to.
After we finished the trail, we got into the truck and I drove around to where the boat launch was. I was very curious to see how much room there would be if you wanted to launch something, and if there was any parking.
We'll drive by and see, but it looks like a little beach area.
After we left the boat launch, I did drive around and found the beach area. Unfortunately, it turned out to be private property, so it's not something that anybody can go back into. Just a very nice spot on the lake.
They're here amongst all the cattails. So, get back on the road and see what else we can discover. I don't know if you can see it from this angle or not, but there's a little, somebody's put up a Sasquatch and bears. I don't know if that's going to show up very well or not. Kind of cute.
That was about it. After seeing the boat launch, that was all there was left of what we wanted to see or could see for Loda Lake. We were just driving up a little farther, and this is where I discovered the access to the beach area that was private property. So unfortunately, all I could do is turn around and head on home. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Loda Lake National Wildlife Sanctuary in the Manistee National Forest. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And most of all, thanks for watching. And please feel free to comment whether you like it or not.